What the fuck? God damn it. Oh.
Bespoke radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
I need your help to get to the year 1985. You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah, how you doing? Let's do this. Today is August 29th, 2022. Very excited about tonight's show. That's right. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer, and NX Networks. Race Hobbs. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, kicking off another week here on Fade to Black, we have very special guest, Viviane Chauvet. She's back with us tomorrow night. Johnny Enoch is here. He just got back from another trip in Egypt, and he wants to tell us about what he has found in those secrets of Egypt. All of that tomorrow night. Wednesday night is another AMA, and there are reasons for that. So another AMA on Wednesday night, and Thursday is another Fader night with open lines all night long. All right. Whew, man, what a weekend. What a weekend. And I just watched Jordan Peele's Nope. Have you seen this yet? Have you seen Jordan Peele's Nope? It's excellent. It's excellent, and it's not what I expected. And the good thing about going into something and not knowing anything about it. Now, I had a lot of people call me up and dude, you've got to check this out. And I said, okay, don't tell me. And I was watching the reviews come in, and everybody really liked the film, and the critics and stuff. And I was hearing from you and friends, but I didn't want to know, right? I didn't want to know. So I watched it, and Man, holy crap. It's not what I expected. Not at all. Excellent film. Excellent film. Takes place, by the way, right up the road here, from here in a little town called Agua Dulce. And it is the next community heading south back towards LA from the Mojave Desert, right there, Agua Dulce. Great little town, small. But that's where it takes place. Very interesting. So if you haven't seen it, go and check out Nope. Okay. And I'll just leave it right there. No spoilers. No spoilers. All right. Coming up, the weekend of September 16th, I will be in Joshua Tree for a private sky watch with Billy Carson. In October, I will be in Egypt again with Billy Carson. And let's see. I am getting a strange text from Race. The feed may not be going out to him, and my indications say yes. So there you go. Okay, let me get back to where I'll be hosting and emceeing the Conscious Life Expo this February 10th through the 13th at the LAX Hilton. And tickets and info are at consciouslifeexpo.com. You can head straight to the homepage. You can see who is listed there, the speakers, and it's just a huge, fun, incredible event right here in Los Angeles at the LAX Hilton, consciouslifeexpo.com. And then right after that, April 7th through the 14th, 2023, I will be hosting and presenting on the Hidden Secret Seminar at Sea Cruise with Scott Walter, a bunch of guests and speakers, but including Scott Walter, Adam Apollo, Nick Pope, Brad Olson, and tonight's guest, Viviane Chauvet. All right. I want you to get your free membership to the UNX Network. Just go to the unxnetwork.com and you will receive the monthly newsletter, blog access. You're going to get event notices. They're doing stuff there all the time. You're going to get a free digital copy of their quarterly magazine. And it's all right there and it's free. So go over to the unxnetwork.com. And right now, Eden Pier has extended their Thunderstorm 3-pack special just for the Fadernauts. And it's buy 3, save $200 and free shipping. And once again, this weekend, I was traveling. I didn't let everybody know that I was heading out of town, but I had to go to a private airport and pull in my car to valet right outside of the airplane hangar. Pretty cool. And drop off the Jeep. But I knew my Thunderstorm was in there and running. And so here's the fantastic news. I get back yesterday afternoon and I'll walk out and valet's got my car there and I know, and it's running, and I walk out of the hangar and jump in. Oh man. Thunderstorm. I love it. It's USB, so you can plug it straight into your car. It's AC if you want to plug it straight into your wall. Totally portable. You can put it in any room in your house or your car, and you're going to get that fresh after the thunderstorm scent. It's incredible. Kills germs. It kills viruses. So get your Thunderstorm 3-pack special today. Use the promo code FADER3. The link is right below. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. The Sandbox is hashtag F2B on Twitter. Any questions tonight on the show, use hashtag F2BQ right there on Twitter. Twitter is always live in front of me, and it is incredible. I love the Sandbox. Hashtag F2B. Come and hang out with everybody there. There's Triscale. There's Ken Priest. And there's Olivia. Everybody is right there. Okay, let's get to the breaking news. Earlier today, NASA delayed the launch of Artemis 1 and the Space Launch System SLS rocket from the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida, because one of the rocket's engines failed to condition to the correct temperature. The next available time for the launch is this Friday. And if all goes according to plan, NASA will send a crewed flight in Orion in 2024 to spend about 10 days in space before scheduling another mission to land astronauts on the moon's south pole. Krispy Kreme, that's right, Krispy Kreme Donuts is celebrating NASA's Artemis 1 launch with the new limited edition donut inspired by the mission's destination. Set to go on sale today, right, when the SLS rocket lifts off with an Orion spacecraft to fly around the moon. Krispy Kreme's one-day-only Artemis Moon Donut is a cheesecake cream-flavored filled donut dipped in cookies and cream with a swirl of cookie pieces. No word on of a new launch date for the Krispy Kreme donut, along with Artemis 1, which is set for this Friday. All right. A massive ice sheet in Greenland is set to raise global sea levels by nearly a foot by the end of this century in a melting event driven by human-caused climate change, according to a study published today. The findings in the journal Nature Climate Change show that 3.3% of Greenland's ice sheet will melt, which is equivalent to 110 trillion metric tons of ice. The ice loss will prompt about 10 inches of sea level rise between now and 2100. Scientists located in Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Norway, the Netherlands, Switzerland, and the United States conducted the study by using satellite measurements of ice losses from Greenland and the shape of the ice cap between the year 2000 and 2019. A large omen. Well, the story will certainly indicate an omen. A large Roman era relief carving of a phallus was uncovered by archaeologists excavating in Nueva Cartaya, Cordoba, Spain, earlier this month, at more than 1.5 feet long. It is the largest preserved Roman phallus carving found to date. The question is it life-sized? And who posed for it? Phallic Maximus? I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that. The carving was found at the base of a building within a fortified enclosure at the archaeological site called El Hurgan. The site was originally an Iberian settlement occupied in the 4th century BCE until 206 BCE when the Romans conquered the region. Yeah. Paleontologists in Portugal have unearthed the fossilized skeleton of what could be the largest dinosaur ever found in Europe. The remains are thought to be those of a sauropod that was 40 feet tall and 90 feet long and roamed the earth around 150 million years ago. It's one of the biggest specimens discovered in Europe, perhaps in the entire world, said paleontologist Elisabetta Malafeia from the Faculty of Sciences at Lisbon University. Among the bones collected, check this, they found a rib that was over 10 feet long. Think about that. Let's get this show cracking. On this day in history, 1949, at a remote test site in Kazakhstan, the USSR detonates its first atomic bomb, codenamed First Lightning. Fader fact: in England, pigeon poop is the property of the crown. This is because pigeon poop could make gunpowder. So, in the 18th century, King George I declared all pigeon poop to be the property of the crown. And that is your Fader fact. Tonight, we have very special guest Viviane Chauvet. She's back with us. Tomorrow night, Johnny Enoch and the Secrets of Egypt. He just got back. And Wednesday night is another AMA. And Thursday is another Fader night with open lines all night long. Now, let me hit this River Moon coffee. Fade to Black blend. The best. I like my coffee, Doc. RiverMoonWellness.com. The links are below. Head over. It's the best coffee in the world. Truly. Absolutely. Ask anybody. It's the best. You know what I did? I kind of broke my River Moon rule. And I was at a coffee shop. And it just so happens that I had to go to the coffee shop. It was the only thing available. And so I go in and they had all this exotic coffee. It was pretty pricey. And I'm looking at the labels and everything, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to try this. And so I bought a pound. It was close to $30. And I, brought the beans home and ground it up and just wanted to compare. And you know what? I'm going to tell you, not that good. Not that good. I know I'm spoiled, but sometimes you just got to go and check out the competition, see where it's at. And look, some people may like it. That's fine with that. Do you. But it wasn't that good. No. So this is what I did. The bag of unused beans is rolled up. It's sealed in a canister. It's on the back of a cabinet. And on the day that, for some strange reason, I'm out of coffee, I'll go, I got that stuff, that expensive stuff that wasn't that good. At least I'll be able to get through the day. That's what I did. It's like hidden behind coffee mugs, second shelf in the back. If you ever come over to my house, Jimmy, show me that coffee that wasn't that good for $30 a pound. Where is right here, man? It's right back there. Yeah. All right. Tonight, very special guest, Viviane Chauvet, is back with us. Vivian starred in the film Extraordinary, The Revelations. I narrated the film. And I remember we attended the premiere together here in Los Angeles. And so I'm watching the film. I'd seen the film already. I've narrated it, right? Okay. So, but I'm sitting there in the audience this time with everybody else, and I'm watching everything go through. And her part of the film comes in, and I watch it again. And I went up to her after that and just, you are amazing. You are absolutely amazing. And since then, we've had her on the show a couple of times. And now tonight she's back with us. And I just got an amazing amount of respect for Vivian. She's incredible. So tonight she is back with us. Tomorrow night, Johnny Enoch is here. Now, Johnny just got back from Egypt, another trip, and he's always out there looking for more knowledge and more information. He's got a lot of friends out there. And so he's going to tell us what he found. I know a little bit, but I stopped him in his tracks. I said, save that for the show. I don't want to know. Johnny, stop. So tomorrow night, I'm going to find out for the first time with all of you. I know a little bit. I don't know it all. I know a little bit. And it's going to be another great show, Johnny Enoch. And then Wednesday night, we're going to do another AMA. And the guest that I had booked for Wednesday night had something come up. And so we pushed that back a couple of weeks. But rather than scramble and things, I just wanted to relax and get to this weekend. So I said, you know what? We're going to do an AMA. And so that's what we are doing Wednesday night. I enjoy them so much. It's going to be a lot of fun. And finally, I'll be able to get to this weekend. I think everybody knows what it's been like around here the last couple of months. It's been insane. And I've got like a real weekend off. And then guess what happened? They're probably listening right now. So I was like, this is last week. Man, I can't wait to get to the weekend. Oh, I just need some Jimmy time. And so a friend of mine said, well, why don't we get together? Why don't we have dinner? Why don't we get the why don't we get the band back together? I was like, what? And I can't say no. What am I going to say? No, I'm doing something. I just said I finally had a weekend off. And so now I've got to prep and figure out dinner and food and everything else. So it's sort of a night off. There you go. I can't wait. There you go. All right. So River Moon Coffee, rivermoonwellness.com. So as most of you may have gathered by now, I spent the weekend with Avi Loeb, John Michael Gautier, Scott Wolter, and Jacques Vallée. Yeah, it happened. And to have all four of these intellectuals at the same dinner table for 4 hours, that's one thing. It's totally awesome for sure. But an entire weekend? Come on, man, right? Somebody pinch me. And I got back yesterday. Smooth trip, by the way. Smooth trip. Excellent airline. And I got back. I was like, man, I'm rested. I don't even feel like I'd left town. That was insane. It was great. But yeah, it happened. I've got the pictures to prove it. And soon, a TV series that will premiere later this year. I'll keep all of you posted on that, and you'll be able to see what we did. But here's the deal. What did I learn? Well, it's like this. First, it's one thing to do shows every night. Okay? And it's, when you've got a digital world in between you and the guest, right? And it's cool. It's great. But the one thing that I learned, after all of these multiple interviews, the one thing that I learned this weekend is that all four, and that's Avi, John, Scott, and Jacques, are all 100% committed to finding the answers, whatever they may be. And it's called passion. They all have it. And I know, listen, okay, I get it. I know the position that I'm in. And yes, it's great and it's a lot of fun. But when you're face to face, right, you are able to get a gauge with somebody's composure, their eyes, right? The way that they speak, and you can get a feeling for how absolutely serious they are. It's friggin' awesome. Saturday night, Jacques and I had dinner. We talked privately for 4 hours straight. Left the dinner table after a few hours, took it to the lobby, continue that, took it to the elevator, up to our rooms, see you later, bye, boom. It was like that. And this is what you find out after something like that. That he's lived a life that he has chosen. And that is to find the answers. He's not playing around. This is for real. This is a lifelong passion. And it's the same thing with Jean-Michel Gautier. It's the same thing with Scott Wolter. It's the same thing with Avi Loeb. Yeah, and being around all of them. I would say Avi. I don't want to jump to things because it's the same thing with Scott. It's the same thing with Jacques. Same thing with Jean-Michel. When you're around them, when they are alone, and the conversation is continuing privately, and you get to find out what is driving them and what are they thinking about? What are the questions that they are currently pursuing? It's an amazing thing to go through. And you come away from that. Yeah, it's kind of like a bonding session and everything. We go and we tape and then we hang out afterwards and all of that. Yeah, I get that. But there is this sense of mission. That's, they're on a mission. it was incredible. I sat with Avi, all of us at the table, but Avi and I exchanged for an hour or two, very interesting series of questions. And Avi, every time something came up, maybe a little woo-ish, maybe totally woo, it doesn't really matter, but he came back to, that's fine, and it could be real, but I'm here to find the science to prove that side of things. I'm all about the science. I'm all about the science. It was the same thing from Jacques. It's the same thing from Jean-Michel Gaultier, and certainly it's the same thing from Scott Wolter. They are looking for the evidence and the science to back up everything that they are pursuing, and that is their passion. And that's what I learned from this weekend. It was absolutely incredible. And so I'm going to extend to everybody here that I get it. I understand the position that I'm in. I do. I get it. But I am here because I've seen crazy stuff, heard crazy stuff, witnessed crazy stuff, and I can't explain it. So I have to back up. And every time I try to go forward with this, everything leans into the science. And when I'm looking at the science side of things, everything is science, and science is leading into my direction. And it's getting really, really close, which is why I pull so many scientists and as many as I can and intellectuals onto this program, because it helps me figure out the crazy stuff, because I don't know what's going on. I truly don't. Now I want to circle back to the movie Nope, because there are things in there. If you go and watch the film, they drop the UAP thing a few times. They talk about the Navy videos in the film, which I thought was pretty extraordinary. And then everything that this film is about, and you need to go and watch it, it's the science and the woo, the crazy, going like this and interlocking. And that's exactly what happened in the film Nope. And I thought it was extraordinary. It was amazing to see. And it felt like, now I don't know Jordan Peele, but it felt like, and you can go and they even said ancient aliens, man, in the film. I just fell out of my chair. I was texting with Sukalos earlier today about this. And but anyway, so there it is, right? It's like Jordan Peele is listening to Fade to Black and is spending an awful lot of time in this community and studying and watching what is going on. And so just go watch the film Nope. You're going to smile. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Viviane Chauvet is back with us. Very excited. And tomorrow night, Johnny Enoch is here. Wednesday night is another AMA. And Thursday is another Fader night with open lines all night long. I'll be right back after this short break with Vivian. It's Fade to Black and the Game Changer and UNX Networks. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Stay with us. Quick break.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com. Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The Eden Pier Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pier Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
Do you have an interest in the paranormal? Then you'll love the UnXNetwork.com. The X is your streaming audio and video for everything supernatural, strange, and mysterious, like UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, and so much more. From hosts like Jimmy Church, Whitley Strieber, Micah Hanks, and Christina Gomez. Visit the UnXNetwork.com show page for a complete list of all the paranormal programs you'll find on the X. Be sure to follow us on Twitter for updates at KUNXDB. Follow our Facebook group, UnX Network. Find the podcast on Spotify, iHeart, Audible, and Apple Podcast. It's time. It's new. It's the X.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Manson. You're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, very special guest Viviane Chauvet is back with us. Vivian, an advanced Arcturian Hybrid avatar in a holographic human form, international public speaker, published author, multidimensional. And here is the thing. Here's the thing. My screen just went blank. See what Vivian does? She's got the power. My screen just went blank. It is back. All right. That was strange. I almost want to jump in. Let me say this. Back in 2013, she founded the Infinite Healing from the Stars to assist people worldwide to heal and ascend. And through her work, Vivian has developed the Arcturian Energy Matrix Healing modality, a multidimensional and experiential way of healing and expanding consciously. Her first collaborative #1 best-selling book, Wisdom of the Silver Sisters, Guiding Grace, is available on Amazon. And she is also featured in the J3 Films 18-time award-winning documentary, extraordinary, the revelations. I was just speaking about that earlier. Today, she is the producer and the co-host of Infinite Star Connections podcast. And in 2022, she joined the Galactic Alliance as an emissary and galactic ambassador. Her links to her website are below, infinitehealingfromthestars.com. And I would like to welcome back to Fade to Black the woman with all the power, apparently, Viviane Chauvet. Vivian, so I bring you in, and my screen goes blank. You've got the power, young lady.
What can I say, Jimmy? I'm a high vibrational, high frequency being, and technology on a 3D does always comply with me. So this is normal my day to day.
I can only imagine. And we were talking about this earlier. You do a lot of live streams, and I've been a part of a couple of them, actually.
Oh, yes.
And you're doing this all the time. Do you? I'm being serious about this. Do you have electrical problems and things? Do you interfere with human technology?
I interfere with 3D technology, if that's even beyond humans, because that level of technology is having a hard time keeping up with the frequency. And I'll tell you when it happened the most, Jimmy. When we're doing our monthly Arcturian holographic group healing, I mean, this is where things happen, because we generate such a high level of frequencies. And when we open the holographic field with the Arcturians, attendees tell me, hey, the screen just went black, or it's just frozen. And one time I had a lady tell me, I have 3 computers open and all 3 of them just start to.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I just saw it here. It was weird because I watched you, and it was at that same moment. I've never had that happen. I've done a lot of shows. I've never had that happen.
Yeah,
now, can we back up for a second? Yes. I know that I just stated about how you and I first met, which was at the movie premiere. And I had watched you countless times in the movie because I narrated the film, right? So I had to watch the film over and over again and do this narration. But to see you on the big screen there and everybody else's reaction from the audience, and I went up to you immediately after that, and I kind of had a little fanboy thing going on, and I'm just being honest. I couldn't stop talking to you, and it was compelling, but it was also very magnetic in that you're drawn in to the things that you were saying, and I just find that incredible. What is the reaction that you have gotten from the film?
Jimmy, thank you for asking, and I will just in parentheses. Always will remember that premiere in Pasadena Film Festival. And when you came to me and you said, awesome. And of course, I'm very humble. So I said, thank you. You said, no. Awesome. And that to me right there, it was extremely powerful. And I'm very grateful for you. And I still remember that energy. So I want to acknowledge you once again on that level. And I remember that night. So coming back to the reaction I've been giving, people who watch on Amazon Prime or other venues have reached out to me and says, Vivian, the entire documentary, when you came on and you start talking, we can immediately feel what you were conveying. So it's very much experiential, where my energy, the tone, the presence, the consciousness was really well conveyed, and how it spoke to people, how it helped them, whether it's awakening something inside of themselves, or I feel like I have to talk with you because I feel you can help me understanding the next expect, or what happened to me, my experiences. So there's a lot of ways that people have related to what we have to say. Now you have to think that that portion of the interview you see in the documentary was taken a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was already, so I've already shifted vibrationally. I'm already coming into more, and even to my own today. So I was very pleased to see the ripple effect, in the sense of it became a source of inspiration. It became a moment for people. It became a tool to awake them and says, you know what, now I have trust. I see there's others, and I can now have the voice, I have the strength, the courage of a voice and talk about my own experiences, talk about my own connection. And I love to hear that from people.
Yeah, it was, your part was shot 3 years prior because it was the same case with everybody, because it took me 2 years to do the narration. So it's all my fault. Here's the thing. I want to address, before we get to who you are, you and I have had a few experiences together over the last couple of years. And if I may, I want to briefly talk about my experience in the pyramid with you, and not to get into a long, drawn out thing, but Vivian, and I didn't know everybody. I had no, and I didn't want to know. I didn't want to have some predisposed thought process about what was about to go down. But Vivian assured me that I would be okay. I said, all right, let's go. So Vivian sits me down and she puts on, I get a pair of headphones with some soft music playing in it, only to deprive me of the atmosphere, right? Okay, so I can't hear what's going on.
Right.
And then I close my eyes. And here's everybody, this is what happens. In my mind's eye, nearly immediately, I was at, and I told Vivian about this later, but I was standing on the side of some kind of parade or celebration, something I've never even thought about, in ancient Egypt. And so, this procession is going by me, like, wasn't bands, but it was like groups of things and stuff. And I'm watching, and there was a lot of people there, and it was some kind of avenue, and it was big. And then there was some other things that went down, but all in ancient Egypt. And it was vivid, Vivian, right? It was like vivid. And so anyway, it seemed like I lost total sense of time. And I don't know if I was drooling or what people were seeing. I don't know. I lost sense of everything. Anyway, so Vivian then takes me out of this. And the headphones come off, and I look around. I'm like, wow, this is where and how long? And so I turned to Vivian. I said, how long was I gone? That's what I said. How long was I gone?
Right.
And now, how long was I gone?
In that particular setting, you were gone at least a solid 20 minutes.
20 minutes. It felt like a year, right? I mean, I had no clue. When I say a year, I'm not exaggerating. It was vivid and epic and huge and long and detailed. And I was like, 20 minutes? What? And so I turn to Vivian and I go, can I go back? Can I go back? Can I go back to that place? And that's incredible. So now I didn't see what was going on. I don't know what you were doing. What's the process for, what are you doing to take me to a special place like this?
Great question, Jimmy, and I love that you bring that up. So when my husband and I, Peter, we do conferences and I speak engagement or I'm a vendor, we bring what's called our Nubian copper pyramid. So the Nubian is very narrow, about 7 feet tall and 4 feet wide. I utilize the Nubian conference to be able to work with people, even though it's a very fast-paced, noisy environment. And the Nubian become a chamber, a dimensional chamber. So the moment you sit down with the headphones on, it's acoustic theta sound playing. And the acoustic theta sound is very much designed to not only create a complete void of noise around you, but it's also invite you to be able to go in out of body and connect at a deeper level so you can receive the healing. Now, when you are in that process, you are already traveling somewhere in memories of the multi-lane, multiverse, and all of this. You completely disconnected to the reality of three-dimensional linear time construct. So 20 minutes in this reality can feel like a year for you, because there's no more time in the same quantification process as we count it here, like an hour, 2 minutes, and we look at the clock.
Right.
What happened during the process is that the Nubian pyramid as a chamber, I bring in my Arcturian group, and we open a holographic field, and this is in that field that we work on you. Whether we need to do some body template upgrade, whether it's soul matrix repair, whether it's DNA repair, whether it's just helping you incorporating some life lessons, some past lives, or soul fractals from past lives. So there's a lot of things going on depending on the needs. And for you, and I remember you were mentioning at the time that you were getting ready for a trip to Egypt, and it was something that was coming up for you. And I felt like a time and space, like a corridor of time opening for you, where you were already preparing for that trip. And you went right into that dimensional space in the Egyptian timeline, the historical timeline of Egypt. And of course, when you are in a reality, again, time is no longer applicable, the same thing we conceive it here. So 20 minutes may feel like 6 months or a year.
Yeah, there's no way that what I saw, and it's strange to try to make this fit in our 3D world, right? The concept of what's going down. What I went through was, like I said, it felt like a month. I said a year, whatever it wasn't 20 minutes. And so how is it possible that can happen like that? And then it's in our version, which is called 20 minutes. A lot like when you dream at night, I would suppose. When you dream at night, you have these epic dreams, and all this stuff occurs, and then you find out you were asleep for 3 hours, and you're like, no, that couldn't be, because your dream is different than your 3D version of what time is, which is very short and compressed. It was a pretty awesome thing to experience.
It is really awesome, and it gives you also a lot of confirmation, validation. It activates ancient memories. It helps you to bring back certain ancient key of knowledge. And it has a wonderful healing, not only healing, but also awakening process. So I bet you that already you were integrating some soul aspect from that timeline that we call Egypt, even before your trip took place. And you were already preparing at that level, at the soul level. And
I just interrupted you, Vivian. I am so rude. I am so rude. I wanted to say this though. What was amazing to me was it came from my left. The parade was going this way, but it wasn't a parade at first. It was an avalanche, like a tidal wave of colors, like kind of rolling over itself, and it was powerful. It was intense, and I knew I couldn't stop it. Right? It was like this, here it comes, and then it unrolled and unveiled itself in front of me. And here's the other thing, everybody, the music, I didn't hear it anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't even remember the music. I kind of do in the beginning, but after that, I was hearing everything else, and what. I didn't hear the music at all. And then when you took off the headphones and brought me back, and I remember thinking, I'm back here. So I went somewhere. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. So what are you doing to my body? Did you ever touch me?
Not really, no, I don't need to touch the body. I work with the body consciousness, because your body is a holistic system of pure energy, and It speaks the language of energy. So what we do is that we work with the holographic template of your body. And it's the same way as if I'm doing surgery on you on a physical level.
Sure.
So what we do is that we connect, and with your higher self, we ask, how can we be of service? What is helping you the most? And then we're being guided to say, okay, there's some, let's say, pocket of density, or let's say you carry energy or layers of memories in your field that your body carry as a heaviness, you may create into like digestive system issues or fatigue or heaviness, that we help to clear that out and upgrade.
Do you get tired of rookies like me, right? That go, holy crap, what? Right? Because it's got to be the same experience for everybody or for most people. And when you go through that for the first time, you're going to come out of that going, what just happened? Do you ever get tired of it?
Absolutely not. And I'll tell you, it's to watch everyone's unique expression. And some people like you call yourself a rookie, but at the same time, you had a phenomenal experience. And you will be surprised. Some people come to me, oh, I've done so much work, I'm at that level. And they sit there and they go like, well, I didn't feel much. And I'm like, no, you won't, because the conscious mind of your mind is so blocked or convinced of that the experience has been more on the solo or astral level. They still receiving what they need, but it's simply non-acknowledged at this level of consciousness. Well, for you, you went like, I'm open here. Let's go for it.
Let's go. They should at amusement parks, they should just have you there. Forget the roller coaster. Just go right over there for 20 minutes.
Let's go travel to the multiverse together and see where you're going.
I swear, man. It was so much fun. In a weird way, I remember that weekend really, really clearly. And there was something going, okay, Jimmy, just go back over to Vivian and go, let's do this again. And then there was another part of me who was like, man, I don't think you're quite ready. It was too strong, right? It was just too powerful of an experience. And you honestly, and there's nothing physical about it. It's just, your brain working. But you are not in control. That part, what is going to happen is going to happen.
Well, the good news is that it's always under the watchful eyes of your higher self. So it's always in perfect synchronicity.
Yeah. I remember you telling me if anything goes wrong. I said, I told you, what if like, I'm here with you, Jimmy. It's going to be fine. And I was like, okay, let's go. Okay, now I want to shift gears a little bit, and we'll set up the rest of the show. When I ever speak about you, and I do often, and I bring up, being an Arcturian hybrid. And, you can add avatar, you can add advanced, but the bottom line is, right, Arcturian hybrid, which is how you introduced yourself to me, right? Okay, right. So the first thought for most people, Vivian, is the natural one, which is she half human, half alien? Is there something else? Is she human, and is there something else going on? And they don't understand. And I understand why, because Arcturian hybrid says so many different things. So help us understand that when we say things like advanced Arcturian hybrid avatar. What exactly does that mean?
Absolutely. I'm glad to clarify that. So let's see who I really am. So I am first and foremost an Arcturian being. So that means that my consciousness come directly from what we call Arcturus, where the Arcturians, this is the Arcturian realm within the Buddhist constellation, which is about 36,000 light years from your quadrant here in this system. So what I did is that I consciously remember projecting a direct aspect of my Arcturian self in my avatar self, and I projected myself into a template or a body that was specifically engineered by the advanced organic technology of the Arcturians. Now you have to think about, Jimmy, Arcturians are very advanced intergalactic masters. We are millions of years old. Can you imagine the history behind us? The longevity is phenomenal. We have very level of conscious rejuvenation system technology, ways to really being able to upgrade our light body in ways that we can stay in the same physical incarnation for a very long time. So here's the thing. The Earth was entering into the most probable ascension timeline that has been in thousands of years. So after looking at where a planet was shifting into a possibility of ascension, we have decided, when I say we, it's our council, and I, in my Arcturian 100% form, says, I wish to be on the planet as an Arcturian being, and we need to engineer a physical conduit that you call a body that will allow me to be on the planet 24/7. Because if the thing about it, it's like telling you, Jimmy, I'm going to send you on a mission. We're going to represent the human race right at thousands of feet down into the ocean, where a race is living there, but they're adapted to live in that pressure, but your body will be crushed in a second. So we need to make sure that you have the proper either equipment, or we can transfer your consciousness into a hybrid body that will be designed to sustain the depth of the pressure and interact with these people who lives under aquatic pressure and adapt to the environment so you can be there with them and fulfill your mission. So the analogy here. So what is different about me when I say I'm an Arcturian hybrid? It means that my physical body is the hybrid part. Yes, we have worked in collaboration, in conscious collaboration with the genetic line of my mother and human father here in this lifetime, who they are today. We have worked with them at the soul level before, well before their incarnation. We have worked with the grandparents. We have worked with a different generational to be able to perfect and come to the perfect matrix, or what we call conscious template. It's a holographic template that contains all the structure we'll be projecting into having bones, organ, vital system, everything. And what support that holographic template is my light consciousness when I project it from my avatar self into the body, and then be able to create that who I am today. This is why I say I'm an advanced one, because the way that it happened for me, I'm a prototype. And the thing is that taking extraordinary measure, Arcturians are more ethereal. Yes, we do have a physical body, but not in the same sense as you think. We don't have the digestive system with the bones and all the nervous system and all of this. We have shifted into more very advanced light consciousness. So our body can be also more almost like hologram, very advanced level of technology. So when my Arcturian group comes here in this reality, that's exactly what they do. They project a holographic aspect of themselves that contains all of their features, their consciousness, the language, their thoughts, emotions, everything. It's as if they were with me, what they are, but at the same time, they also are the ship at the same time. So this is why you have to think a bit outside of the box here. This is not a typical hybrid where the mother gets pregnant and then there's material introduced into the fetus or things like that. And there's hybrid on that level, and it's beautiful. I'm talking about who I am and who I represent. I was sent directly by the High Council to bring forth one of their representative as an ambassador directly on this earth with the equipment of a physical vessel that will allow me to stay on the planet. Because when you reach that level of advancement and you exist in a very, very, very fast pace, your vibration works super, super fast. And then you start to slowing down matter molecule to enter a body that coexists on the earth plane in the third density. Can you imagine the compression that it takes and the energy to maintain that form? So
let me jump in right there. We need to take a break, Vivian. So just stay right there. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Viviane Chauvet is with us. We've just started the conversation. It's going to be amazing. Stay right there. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer and UNX Networks. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. More with Vivian after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can, right now, get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Because you never got that pony you always wanted. Damn it. Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer, Einstein, the ancient crystal skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com.
Hello, I'm Julian. You're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're also the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and I'm Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers, and you're listening to Jimmy Church, The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernaut by just going to our membership section at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Graylien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, tonight. Viviane Chauvet, one of my favorite people on this planet, one of my favorite hybrids on this planet. She's absolutely amazing. And Vivian, if we may, let's kind of pick up a little bit where we left off there. And because I was just thinking during the break. Oh, by the way, okay, I've got too many thoughts about tonight's show. I've got something I'm going to post from one of the viewers in just a second. But I was thinking during the break, I don't know if I want to call it download, the conscious transfer or whatever happened. That happened before birth, right? Right? When your mom brought you into this world, you were already the conscious transfer had happened.
And that stage, yes. What a good question. What I was referring to is how my Arcturian group and expert has created my vessel. So think of it. Do you remember in 1997 the Star Wars: A New Hope, on the movie Star Wars: A New Hope? Okay, Tatooine. Obi-Wan Kenobi goes see Luke and says, hey, this R2-D2, there's a message in it. And bang, there's the holographic projection of Princess Leia. Help me, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope, right? So imagine this hologram, that's projection. But it's not just to be a hologram, you can put your hand, it's just a projection. Imagine the same thing. This holographic projection comes to life, and it's solid. It looks real. It has a complete biological carbon-based organism installed, and it's empowered or fueled with a being consciousness energy in it, and it's interacting with you. So this is why I'm using that analogy, and it's a client of mine, one of our Patreon member, who sent me a clip of a long video that was talking about holographic projection with that. And it just came to me, and then my Arcturian self says, now you start to understand the engineering, the advanced engineering behind how your body came about. But here's the fun part about this, is that the vessel was constructed, and at some point, my being consciousness energy entered the vessel. And 7 years ago, my group came and they said, we have a gift for you on your birthday. We have something that we want you to consciously see so you can remember it. It's time. What they showed me is that I was born on their ship. I was not even born on Earth. And I saw that. So I asked them, I said, how did you make it with a medical record and a hospital?
Right. Yeah.
All of it. Here's the answer to that. Time travel and the holographic field, you can pinpoint a physical location and introduce that location in time with all the memories and everything that you need, and no one will know. This is really, we talk about advanced, enlightened intergalactic civilization, but the real question is, why going into all of this extent, all this work? And the answer to that is because I want to be here physically with you all to be able to maximize the positive impact and also increases the chances for this ascension process to be a complete success. And I want to be here, boots on the ground. I can do so much more that way, that if I remained as my Arcturian self, which by the way, I'm about 10 feet tall, and being on the ship and work with point of contact. We have many point of contact on the planet. People who talk with the Arcturians or channels them and works with them. And that's one aspect. but there's so much we can transfer. Now, having one of us on the planet in a very highly specialized physical conduit that can hold and handle fast transmission of data, knowledge, and frequency, that's a whole different ballgame. You see the difference here?
Yeah, I do. And you mentioned Star Wars, and I just want to share this with everybody, because when we see some science fiction film, when we see another planet, and that always in the background, they'll have another moon or another planet in the background, maybe 2 or 3. And we think to ourselves, man, that's so cool. It'd be so cool to be on that planet. And then here on Earth, I look up and I see the moon, especially during the day. At night, it's cool. But during the day, when you look up and see the moon, you are that alien planet that you see. It's the exact same thing. You see something in a science fiction film like that, and you're so blown away. Walk outside on our own planet and look up at the moon, and just in a sense of wonder. And then with that, I want to share this with you. This is from Lisa. Lisa says, anyone ever get a feeling when looking up at the 7 sisters of Orion, as I always feel this deep truth of the term sister starseed? And I think that's such a great thing to say. It's such a great point, because I go out every night, like you do, and I look at the Milky Way, and I look at the constellations, and I look at the stars, and I see the groupings, like Orion and the 7 sisters. And I think to myself that of all of the galactic civilizations that must be out there, they are. And are they connecting with us the same way? Are they looking back at our star system? And I think that we are. And there is a connection. I am constantly thinking about this. How many, when we're looking up at these constellations and these groupings of stars, how many different civilizations are out there? Is it infinite?
Oh, there are so many. There are so many, because think about it, how infinite is the multiverse. And I love what Lisa said, or your experience, Jimmy, because every time you look up to the stars and you feel that connection, to feel like, hey, this is my home. There's a family, there's a connection, there's a community out there. It feeds your soul, and that feeds the soul of so many starseed. And what it means is that all these beautiful soul emanation, soul aspect have come back to the Earth from everywhere in the multiverse, whether it's Andromeda Galaxy, whether it's the Sirian, whether it's the Lyra, whether it's the Taurus constellation of the Pleiades, our people from the Bootes constellation in Arcturus, and so forth. And to see so many soul aspect, or soul essence as we call them, bringing in and coming back into an Earth human form, and bringing very unique vibrational signature, very unique point of anchorage of light, frequency, gift, abilities. And everyone is like creating a community of light. And when you start to connect all of these lights together, which we are now doing more and more, this is where enlightenment, ascension, moving into the 5D become completely a tangible reality. And this is why so many are here. So I love the connection, looking up to the sky. And it's true, when you look at the moon during the daytime, it's all a whole different feeling than when you look at nighttime. It's like Tatooine, looking up, right?
I love it. I love it. I really do. I get this whole, it's like, what's it like to be in the future? What's it like to be in a science fiction film? You know what? Go outside during the day and look at the moon.
Exactly.
It's
no,
amazing.
exactly.
It's amazing. Now, all right, everybody, just go with Jimmy on this. What does everybody else think of us? Are we messed up? When they look back at Earth, I mean, where are we? Are we on a level, or are we still like sub-zero? We haven't gotten to 1 or 2 yet. I mean, how are we looked at?
That's a profound question that represent the core of humanity, the soul of humanity. So I'm going to provide an Arcturian higher dimensional perspective on this. This is something that other groups share with us, like the Andromedan. I know they have a very similar outlook with us. Some of the Pleiadians, the most highest advanced one too, and others. There's other groups whose perspective change. Look at the diversity of life here. If you ask one simple question, how do you perceive life? And you ask people from Africa, Egypt, America, Canada, and the UK, you would get a multitude of layers of responses about reality or life, depending on where they're looking at, depending on their level of perspective. It's the same thing, but I'll tell you one thing that is a commonality. And I speak especially about the Arcturians here. We look at human beings, Earth human beings, as a race of galactic royalties who have been subjected to living the most darkest, heaviest dream that you're finally waking up from. The thing is that you're starting to rediscover the truth of who you are. I mean, look at the original human template. And you contain, your DNA contains so many genetics of groups, intergalactic groups. And I think it's between 20 to 22 different groups. The Pleiadians are one of them. What was their purpose to do that millions of years ago? Was to help to bring humanity to the point of evolution and reintroduce the multidimensionality to them. That says, hey, remember your divinity, spontaneous self-healing, telepathic communication, teleportation, travel to space and time. It's all natural, phenomenal. Here, it feels like it's science fiction that wow, can you imagine the possibilities? And we're like, hey, everybody, it's encoded in your DNA. It's just that it has been reduced to a 2-strand. Imagine when you go back to 12-strand, 6 double helix configuration, we're going to have a complete different discussion. So our invitation is trying to perceive yourself as such and ask yourself different questions. What else there is about me? What else there is about my neighbors? What else there is about this civilization that has been overtaken for so long? And you're finally emerging backwards out of this false matrix reality where you've been told what you can do, when to see a doctor, what is the best diet for you, what your body is supposed to need. But you're completely disconnected from yourself, and that was the goal. Because the moment you plug the key back in, you're going to start to uncover a vast array of abilities that we think that only advanced intergalactic interstellar groups have. And that's what we look at. We say, no, we hold you. In reality, we see ourselves as simply a future aspect of who you can become, the potential that you can reach.
There's another part to this from a scientific perspective that I think supports everything that you just said, which is this. We have found proof, this is speaking of fact, where meteorites have been found on this planet with the fundamental amino acids that make up RNA throughout the universe. And RNA being the data transfer to DNA, right? It's like an upload device. It's like a USB drive. And so a suggestion like that certainly supports this happening all over the universe. It's not special to planet Earth that these amino acids and RNA is a transfer of information throughout the universe, and what we have here came from somewhere else. So it could be Pleiadian, right? It could be Arcturian, and I like that idea. But science supports what you are suggesting here.
Well, absolutely, because the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. As you start to access the true nature and the true purpose of your DNA, like originally scientific would say, Well, take 3% of your DNA and forget about the rest. It's 97% junk. Really? Do you really think it's an accident? It would be only 3%. What happened to the 97% that has been disregarded for so long, and for what purpose? So we're finally coming back to have a more conscious level of scientists and physicists that says, wait a minute, we're discovering that the Earth not only is covered with evidence, whether it's history, whether it's template, whether it's RNA, to meteor coming in. I know earlier you were talking about bones, like a rib that was found like 10 feet tall or something like that. And we know that the race of giants exists. It's a civilization, and they used to cohabit here on this planet. And we start to find, by digging these archaeological sites, digging out those bones, and says, how can you explain a 10 feet long rib? What is the logic explanation behind it? And the answer to that is because you are rediscovering as well the true history of the Earth. And everywhere you go, look at the Easter Island. I recently discovered that apparently these statues were in honor of the Arcturians. I'm like, oh, we have statues in our honor right here on the Earth, on the Easter Island. But if you look over time, these gigantic statue has been pushed down into the Earth. And can you imagine how tall they are? How magnificent those structures are.
Mm-hmm.
It's just everywhere, like the crop circles, people going and feel tones, the vibration that shift their own field, whether it's the Pyramid of Egypt and the Sphinx and all of this. So the Earth is rich into a very cosmic intergalactic history, and it makes sense because the Earth, just like the solar system, is part of a network of intelligent conduit of energy that connects each other, and there's corridor that connects to each other. So the Earth has been believed to be isolated, like a floating rock on its own, and that is where the concept of we're disconnected, separated from, alone in the universe. Humanity is coming from a long way, and what we're watching right now is the great transition, changing of era, where the impossible become acceptable.
One of the things I'm not quite ready to start spilling the beans here, but the James Webb Space Telescope has a long list of exoplanets that it is going to check out because of suggestions of possible not only alien life, but an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. And I'm seeing some pretty familiar names pop up in this list. And I find it very interesting how our community has been talking about these specific, galactic clusters that are out there. And suddenly the James Webb Telescope is focusing on these regions. Would you be surprised if we do get an announcement from James Webb very, very soon about biological biospheres being detected in these very specific regions?
It's about time.
Right.
It's about time that these natural occurrences that you call discovery just become a natural phenomenon for the Earth. And it's about time that the human consciousness step into that curiosity of accepting that you're finally reconnecting, rediscovering, biostructures, other form of planet, intelligence, consciousness that have been evolving in and around you all along. Because you're evolving, and you have been evolving into a multidimensional, holographic universe that contains so much level of life in different shape and form. And so...
Well, I just interrupted you again. Finish the thought, please.
I was just going to say, thank you, Jimmy. I was going to say that, would I be surprised? My answer, it's about time. That's the short answer to that.
When I did it again. Now, who's interrupting who? Are you interrupting? And
Arcturian?
yeah, exactly. Before we get to the break, you have been pointing at what is behind you like this. Can you tell everybody what that is? I know, but can you tell everybody what is behind you?
Yes, of course, with pleasure, Jimmy. So this is part of my business logo. It represents Arcturian-like language that has been made for me many, many years ago, and it speaks of my soul journey. It speaks of when my being consciousness has left Arcturus from the crystalline blue planet and are traveling. And when you look on my website, you can see the full-blown logo. There's also blueprint of ships and right on the sides. But what is the wonders about this encoded banner is that it speaks to everyone differently. It's designed to help everyone to get activated, being able to awake memories, to be able to help you open those channels and let everything flow. So it's a very, very powerful light language logo that I've been utilizing for years. And every time people are drawn to it, there's something about it, whether it speaks to opening your frontal lobe, opening your third eye, there's always an invitation here.
Yeah, and I've talked to you about this so many times, and I've always been attracted to it. We're going to take a break, and I wanted to, I mentioned this earlier, Vivian and I are going to be speaking in April. We're going to be at sea together, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that when we come back after the break. I have never gone on a cruise. I've been on cruise ships, but they've never been moving, right? So this time, right, is this your first cruise? Have you done this before?
It's going to be just like you, very first time. And I want to talk when we come back, not only the time we're going to be there, a seminar at sea. And I want to talk about what we're going to bring, what we're going to create as opportunity for people to experiment, which is going to be a complete different level of cruise here.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Let's take our break right here. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. And Viviane Chauvet, absolutely amazing. We just started the conversation tonight. We'll be right back after this short break. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com. Do you want to be an official Fadernaut? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Badernauts, when you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA.
Hi, I'm Ray Sobbs, and I'm here to tell you about something I really think you're going to like. The UNX Network is a part of a larger group called UNX Media, and one of the things we offer is the quarterly UNX magazine, which is available both in print and digital formats. This amazing magazine covers all aspects of the unexplained and makes for a great coffee table periodical that is certain to spark enlightening conversations in your living rooms. We invite you to check out the latest digital issue for free. Just go to unxnetwork.com/membership and fill out your free membership with your name and email and become a new free member. The new summer issue is now available, and the theme is Time Anomalies, which includes a feature article written by our managing editor, Lee Spiegel. Just go to unxnetwork.com/memberships. That's unxnetwork.com/memberships and get your free e-copy of the UNX magazine today.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your Jimmy Church. Tonight, Viviane Chauvet is with us. And coming up, April 7th through the 14th, 2023, Vivian and I, along with a bunch of other great speakers, including Scott Walter and Adam Apollo is going to be there, Nick Pope, Brad Olson. We're going to be presenting at the Seminar at Sea Cruise. Vivian is joining us on this, and I'm not only excited about this, but to have everybody together on a cruise ship, focused, right, and there to seek knowledge. It's going to be a lot of fun. And what are you going to be presenting?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Jimmy. I can wait for all of us to share this absolutely incredible experience. And we're talking earlier before the break that it's both our first experience on an actual cruise ship that actually goes at sea. So in addition to explore ancient ports and really uncover ancient knowledge, I will be presenting two amazing workshops One of them including a powerful DNA template activation and the interdimensional aspect of the DNA and the quantum field with the Arcturians. We're going to be also working with the galactic cetacean group consciousness. But imagine doing this work when you are on the sea, and the sea become a reflective, and the sea will amplify the work. And we're going to bring that energy and the healing, the activation right everywhere, throughout the sea, everywhere on the planet. And so we're going to be doing also work with the higher self to bring, opening the microtunnel of communication, clearing your clairs, activating you in a way that allows you to welcome the new cosmic design, the template that's coming in, the new aspect of the DNA, the memory activation. And I also have a bonus that I like to offer. I'm going to be offering a 90 minutes private group Arcturian Energy Matrix work for the first 12 referrals that I'm getting from this cruise. I'm getting that as the bonus for them, which is a value of $500. And I'm really thrilled to do this very beautiful work in a very private setting to allow everyone to receive exactly and activate. We're like the Council of 12 coming together doing this work. And it's going to be much more than that. My husband's going to be there with me, Peter. He's going to bring all his incredible...
I've got mine. Oh, in the next break, I'm gonna go grab mine and show it to everybody. Yes. It's incredible. Mine's got the Jaguar head.
Remember?
Yeah.
Right? Yours, the Jaguar is right in the middle right here.
So cool. So cool. Now, this is what I'm offering on this cruise to everybody. Are you ready? This is a first-time announcement. For free, I will allow everybody to witness my higher self getting on the biggest water slide on a cruise ship, and you can videotape me splashing into the pool. Guaranteed biggest splash in the history of any cruise ship.
You're so funny. I love that. Well, hey, we offer a group healing private, and you offer splashes. That's perfect.
No, I'm so excited about this to get together with everybody, and I'm going to be doing my thing, but I'm going to do a presentation, and I'm putting it all together now, and it's kind of it's a combination of a few different things. I'm going to be discussing science. I'm going to do a little Bigfoot. I'm going to do, of course, ET in contact, and how the media is dealing with all of this today. So that's going to be my presentation, and I can't wait to share what I've learned over the years with everybody there in a private setting. It's going to be so much fun. And everybody, the links are below. Certainly mention Vivian, and it's going to be great. And so that way you'll be able to get into Vivian's private session, and that's going to be awesome. So thank you for that, Vivian. Now, if I can, we hear, for the last 20 years or longer, I've been hearing about a galactic federation, and there must be one. There's too much life out, not only in our Milky Way but beyond. How many members are in the Federation that you're an emissary with? What are we talking about here, numbers wise?
Numbers wise is that there's many groups. I can't have a specific number, but I want you to imagine this. Just like on Earth, you have the UN, which represent different countries, and they will have different representatives. And then from there, you will have some councils that may be talking about maybe global events or environmental and so forth. When we talk about the configuration or the Galactic Federation of Light, it's not just one entity. It's that there will be an aspect of the Confederation of Light that will be assigned to monitor the progress of the Milky Way. They can be also the Star Regency Council that will be assigned to different quadrant depending on where. You have the Council of Sirius, you have the Council with Orion. We travel to the Andromeda Galaxy to be on their council, and so forth. So there's a lot of branch, if you would, depending on what aspect of the multiverse are we monitoring. What is it that we are going to work on? I know that the Earth is a huge, huge point of discussion because of the moment the Earth entered the most probable ascension timeline, then we know that the Earth will need support. And there's so many groups, you have no idea in terms of quantification, known and unknown by names. I mean, there are beings that I cannot even tell you what the name is because we don't talk to say, hey, this is Vivian from the Arcturian delegation. It's a recognition of soul essence. We know who we are. There's no label at that level. There's different ways of agreeing each other. When we go there, we do have a delegate, a point of liaison. And I remember consciously going there. And I'll tell you one thing, Jimmy. There's so many things on this planet that speaks of it. Look at Star Trek and the Federation of the United Galaxy, whatever it's called. If you look at Star Trek, the way it is designed, it gives you a pretty good idea. We think it's only science fiction, and at the time with Kirk and Spock, and then later on with the new episode with Next Generations and Picard series. But in reality, where do you think this information comes from? Gene Roddenberry, he didn't just create it out of fantasy of thin hair. It's just reflecting, getting human beings used to that kind of partnership, collaboration. Just like here on this planet, you have so many government and different level that will oversee different level of functions. And you have also, a worldwide council that will come together to talk about the next step and peace treaty and then resources, environmental, and all of this. If we do have this kind of structure here on one planet, imagine the structure that it requests, that it required to monitor and have this partnership between countless amount of intergalactic groups. And some of them come from interdimensional reality, others are transdimensional, others come from different multiverse. It's infinite. But the one...
Oh, go ahead. The one...
I was going to really quickly say that the one level of federation that we work with, for us, is what really direct to what's going on the Earth. It's about the Earth affairs. It's about how humanity is evolving. It's about when I will be going to welcome back the Earth human as part of the Federation.
It's going to be a long time coming. We got a ways to go. let me ask you this, though, Vivian. I understand the light part of this. Is there a negative? There must be. Everybody can't be like us, with flowers hanging out of our pockets. Is there a negative group of beings out there that their way of life is to conquer planets?
Yes, they are. It's not all roses and beads and flowers, for sure. But it's at the same time, it's at a different level. So there are consciousness groups who are more self-serving. But for them, they have no codes of morality like you would have here. With human beings, we have certain protocol. I will not come to your house and get whatever I want from your house because there's protocol, there's morality that you would say, hey, this is an invasion of my house. But there are some other groups who have been evolving for thousands, if not millions of years, that for them, this kind of codes are non-existent. And they're more in terms of serving the self, exploring the self. And even though if it takes about taking resources from elsewhere, there's no wrong and right for them. It's just part of their consciousness. It's part of their evolving. And they are a group of renegades. We have seen renegades group And there are others who have other form of agenda, who they seize other planets or civilizations, regardless you're an Earth human or that you're Syrians or you are XYZ, they see you just as resources. So to them, I can take whatever I want and that's it. So there are so many groups that are positively aligned with spiritual consciousness, enlightenment. They're here to protect life. They're here to work with you. They're here to guide you. And are those who see you as disposable resources. The good news about this, Jimmy, is that right now there's more group who wants to work with you. There are groups who wants to use you as a resources. And there's a lot of protection provided. There's a lot of assistance provided. And that includes the reawakening of the power that you have within you. Because Earth humans have the ability to go, whoa, we're no longer going to go in that paradigm. We're no longer going to nurture these old traumatic stories and paradigm of being servitude and fearing our authority. No more. This is where we are shifting considerably beyond this. And I can tell you, there's a lot of assistance. And every time that we get together, whatever level of councils, not just one council of 12 or council of 9, there's a multitude of council and Star Regency Council within the Federation, branches, and each branch will have their specialty. But for those who work for the well-being of the Earth under the spiritual hierarchy council that have masters, we're all in agreement to feel that the Earth needs to be protected and supported in the ascension process. It's time. We need to return to that space. It's been far too long, far too long.
The level of maturity and intelligence with us on a spiritual level, but also on a technical level, are we at a point where we can handle that kind of advanced information, both I'm serious, spiritual and consciousness level, but on a technical level, are we ready for that right now? Can we handle it?
Honestly, technical is of no concern. It's more of your consciousness and spirituality that will make a difference. The technology will follow in that sense. So if you push aside right now technical and technological, that can grow really quite fast. What matters the most is how you are choosing to evolve day to day, even what you call your mundane world. It's the spiritual assisted consciousness that makes a difference, that allow you to be able to handle different level of truth and reality, and to accept that there's more layer to reality than what you have grown used to accept as your frame of reference. So yes, we understand that your frame of reference is shifting, but think about it. It's been years and generations of people who've been talking with star people, seeing guardian angels, speaking like language. It's just coming out now out of everywhere, out of nowhere and everywhere at all at once. Just look at the Aboriginal tribes, the elders from ancient tribes, the Native American tribes, the First Nations in Canada, talking to star people, and the Kachina dance, the dance for them people. It's normal. Having their chief, the elders, welcoming the ships, talking with ETs, being transmitting oral transmission of tradition, teaching knowledge, coexisting with the stars. Why is it normal for them, but for overall population to go like, oh my God, are we ready to handle that? The answer is that allow yourself to be ready for this, because it's just, you're rediscovering a natural phenomenon that you've been coexisting with, and your earth is covered with proof of this. Proof everywhere.
How would we help me understand this? I think about this every single day. How would we be able to recognize it and understand it when it happens? Because it would almost be like magic, and it may not make sense to us. So how would we be able to recognize it when it does occur?
It's already occurring right now. It's already happening. I mean, every time you talk to a guest that says, hey, I'm a starseed, or I've been in contact, I'm a channel for the Orion's Council, or I'm a channel with different galactic groups, including the Cetacean or the Lyrans. But every time you do that, Jimmy, you are introducing another layer of accepted reality that prepares everyone, because that gives everyone food for thoughts. Tonight, our discussion is going to create head waves of awakening, resistance perhaps, and that's okay, because it's an invitation to see what resistance may be simply a protective mechanism put in place out of fear of the unknown. The good news is that you got absolutely nothing to lose. You got everything to gain, because you are shifting into a much more bigger era where a new possibility will become tangible reality. And it starts with you today just by listening to this conversation or listening to Fade to Black with all your incredible guests that brings a vast array of perspective, knowledge, experiences. So you're co-creating that already. And everyone who chooses to tune in also choose to co-create that reality for themselves. Otherwise, they wouldn't even know that this show exists.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I totally agree with that. Absolutely 100%. And help me understand this too as well, because I've been trying my best to figure this out. There are some things in physics that are pointing me in this direction. I was with some very brilliant people over the weekend, and we were discussing exactly what I'm about to ask you. We're trying to figure this out, which is, how does the communication occur? Like Arcturus, you mentioned earlier, is 36,000 light years away, right? And are you communicating in real time that vast distance? And the channeling that occurs, whether it's, Bashar or other great, channels that some of this information is coming from great distances, but apparently in real time. How does that happen? How the ET has to communicate in real time, through vast distances. You can't wait 36,000 light years for a return call on voicemail, right? How does this happen?
I would have turned into ashes a long time ago otherwise. No. How does it happen? What if I tell you, Jimmy, that right now, at the same time as we're talking, you and I am also talking with my group at the same time.
I understand.
Okay? It's happening now. Here's how it works. The speed of thoughts. The speed of thoughts. So I'm sitting right there, right now. And when you ask a question or you make a comment, I'm in deep reflection with my group at the same time. They're here. They're simply not attuned to your third dimensional physical senses for you to be able to perceive them. They did promise me there will come a time when they will make themselves more visible for everyone. It's part of our agreement. Because I told them, I said, guys, I need you. Come on. I'm putting myself out there in public, guys. I need you. And they said, there will come a time when you will step onto the stage of the light and we'll be there with you. That's the answer. So it's piece of thought. It's holographic thought form projection. I'll put it very simply. So imagining right now that you're sending out a wave, and we call a thought form. That thought is encoded with all of your intentions, complete set of messages, how you feel, emotions. It's a transfer, it's an aspect of you that is sent. And even before I finish my sentence, it's already received because it's thought. So we can communicate that way to a very complex network, if you want, of holographic thought transition and transmission to any occurrence, any place, at any time. And the same thing with Arcturus, even though physically to you it's 36,000 light years from here, it is absolutely of no concern because the speed of thought can carry out everywhere. It's something with praying. When you pray, Oh, God, angels, I need help right now. I need protection. I'm traveling. I need protection. When you pray, what do you think you're doing? You are sending out a heart thought form energy that conveys all of your requests. Everything is there. It's a ball of pure energy. And it's done. And you feel like, oh, I prayed, and then something happened. I feel like, wow, out of the blue, I felt better. I felt protected. Something came, a present, an energy. Right? Has it ever happened to you?
Every day. And here's the thing. I asked Avi Loeb about this weekend, right? And, quite possibly, one of the smartest people certainly I've ever been around, and he's great, and we love him. But I said, Avi, right? I said, Avi, a couple of ET starships are out there. They're 50 million light years apart. They're 50 light years apart. It doesn't matter. But they are communicating with each other as they're passing each other in deep space. They can't wait 50 years for an answer to a question, right? Is there any fuel on that star you just came from? Can you answer? You can't wait 50 years for that. Avi, they are communicating in real time. How do you think they're getting it done? And this was his answer. Well, they've got to be able to do it. And I would love to apply the science to that and figure it out. But you're right, Jimmy. They're not waiting 100 years. If they're 100 light years apart, they're not waiting 100 years. It would take 200 years, right? 100 years at the speed of light, 100 years to get, and then 100 years to come back. We're talking about 200 years, and you could be out of gas. You need to be able to call AAA, right? You need to be able to get this done. And he was absolutely right. So, Jimmy, I don't know how they're doing it, but they have to be doing it in real time.
Well, here's the thing. You need to really go out, and by respect to everybody, of course, as always, you need to go out of your frame of reference of how you quantify and perceive time. Because you can have 2 points on the timeline, and it's folded together, and you communicate here. You will consider that real time. Again, think about it. It sounds very advanced, and yet it's helping you to return to the essential. Is to realize that you do the same thing every day. It's simply not formatted in a conscious way. Every time you send out thoughts, oh my God, the grocery, oh my God, I have to show tonight. Oh, that's right. What you do is you're generating thought forms that create waves, and those waves travel outside of your planet and is perceived by these very beautiful, intelligent, enlightened civilizations who can read those thoughts and decode those thoughts. And it's like looking at the Earth from space and seeing billions of transmission of radio waves coming out. And these are all the thought forms that you send out. And I'll tell you, the more your thoughts are really deeply dipped into emotions, the even more powerful they are, because they generate even more energy. So how do I communicate with my group? I can be in an interview like which you were talking. I can be in a healing session. I can be on stage in presentation, or in this cruise that we're going to be together. And I am in that constant state of communication. There's no distance. There's no more barriers of time. There's no barriers of any kind. It's a direct signal. And this is where we see part of the human potential to return to. Imagining having the same conversation right now. It's just sitting there with each other. And it's done. I transfer everything to you.
Is everything okay? Are you having an earthquake? What happened? Is that Peter? Peter, chill out, man. Is that
where?
Peter? What was that? Oh,
I didn't hear anything.
Oh no! All right,
I didn't hear anything.
Did everybody just hear that? Sounded like it didn't come from in here. I can tell you, it better not. I'm home alone. Don't forget.
Well, no, I have a whole house full, but if somebody's watching TV, everybody's upstairs.
See, check this out. Check this out. I heard it. Yep.
What did you hear exactly?
Spooky knocks. Yes, they heard it. Here's another one. Everybody heard that. That was crazy.
Okay.
If that came from in here, I'm in a world of trouble. Let's take a break. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Our guest tonight, the one and only Viviane Chauvet. We're going to pick up where we're leaving off. Thank you so much, Vivian. Stay right there. We're going to take a quick break. This is Fade to Black. Stay with us.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, the X.
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? Unex Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2B Blend for 15% off of your order today.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. I got a bunch of texts coming in. Everybody heard it. I'm watching Twitter and the chat room. There's hundreds of comments that popped up. Everybody heard that. And I'm just going to chalk it up to you, Vivian. It's your fault. I actually walked around. I didn't want to. I thought, man, I'm going to walk out there and see something that, it's been, fun. And I thought, no. I'm not going to go look. I don't want to see it. But Lori Wagner just sent me a text, Vivian, and wanted me to tell you hello, and that she also heard it, and it was your fault. Okay, so that's directly from Lori.
It's all part of the friendly service.
Oh, man, that was crazy. And you're saying nothing fell over? That wasn't Peter? Yeah.
No, I mean, I have 2 rooms. This is my private door closed, private healing room when I am online, and I have my pyramid room. And everybody is upstairs right now. They knows I'm live with you. The kitchen is closed. We've already done dinner. Everything is quiet. And I heard nothing. Because otherwise you have seen me jump or something and look around, but I have been very focused. And I believe everyone to hear the noise, but I heard nothing. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, it was loud. It sounded like a stack of heavy boxes was knocked over. It was like crazy. And but no, nothing. No, I would have jumped if it was from in here. But anyway, it was cool though, and whatever it was. Now, let's go back to where we were. When we're dealing with something like communication over vast distances, I keep going back to physics here and entanglement. And the reason why I do that is because entanglement is 2 particles that are connected that can have an effect on the other particle in real time, like you were saying, right? The speed of thought over vast distances, theoretically, on the other side of the universe, and these particles are entangled. And could that be? We understand it as one particle and one particle, but an advanced civilization would be able to our brain is particles, right? So you would entangle an entire mind. And if you're putting that thought out there, like you said, you're putting it out there and it's being picked up. And that would make a lot of sense to me. I think it comes down to entanglement of some form.
Well, it's a good explanation that helps you to grasp or to conceptualize a very advanced way of communication. But then again, remember that you are existing within a complex multi-system of energy and energy conduit. So if you look at almost like a torus field, if you want to talk about entanglement, think about as a torus field, then within the same torus field, you are on that point and at that point, and then we kind of connect in that energy. We're utilizing an energy conduit to send a signal to each other, where you can consider that we become entangled with each other. But that's a way to conceptualize the next level of advanced form of communication that already exists and already is functioning even in the resonance field of the beings that utilize that communication. I experience it every day with my group. And when I go like this, I'm not looking at the banner, but I'm really, because I can feel and see my people being with me. My Arcturian father is always standing next to me. So after time I'm going to do like this, people think I'm the banner, but it's not the banner in reality. And I'm pointing out to my Arcturian group. So I'm used to that form of beingness, that form of communication. My challenge for me is to articulate through the mouth and to words and verbal communication, how to translate everything that it transmits to me. That's my challenge, because it's telling me it's much more effective that way. And it conveys everything. It's very much a transfer of soul essence to another. It's phenomenal.
How does the communication happen in no, I'm asking this the wrong way. Do you have to take a moment to connect, or is it just always there?
Okay, that's a fantastic question. So again, in my situation, because of the way I was genetically engineered by my Arcturian group, my physical body, even my chakra system, my brain functions, even the way my DNA and the codons of my DNA functions, I am designed to be in that constant loop, that feed of communication. It's like telling you we have all complex system connected that connects both our houses, and we are on 24/7. And all you have to do is sit in front of the microphone, talk to me, and it's at will. So it's something similar that in my case, there's no need for me to have a preparation. There's no requirement for me to enter into meditation or anything like that. All I have to do is sit. I can be eating dinner, and the moment I zone out, I'm already in communication. I can be watching a movie and I'm in communication because I am made for this. I'm designed that way to keep that communication always open, and I can tap it to any time. Even when I drive, I'm focusing on the road, but I can talk to my group at the same time. This is called multidimensional multitasking.
No kidding, right? This is kind of self-serving, but I'm going to ask anyway. Are they aware of Fade to Black and what we do here?
Yes, they are. They are aware of the work that's what you do here. They are aware of, they see you, they perceive you in your light, who you are. They perceive your thoughts, your energy. They perceive how you allow yourself to either expand and sometimes contract out of doubt and anxiety. And when you come back again, they are very aware of the work that you generate, bringing brilliant minds, sharing, expanding, daring to explore. You're redefining boundaries every time. And we can see that how it shifts and molds the multidimensional energy around you and how it affects everything here in real time. Because remember, we're all interconnected. We simply have evolved into different octaves of life, but we're all interconnected. Everything I do, they know. Everywhere I go, everyone I'm connect or interact with, they know. It's the same thing with you, Jimmy, is that right here at this moment, we are surrounded by their light. They are very present, I can tell you that. And not another one making noises. They're more quiet than that. But they're here nonetheless in their beautiful, advanced, holographic form consciousness. And I will tell you, because we also picked up on your feeling, we can feel your energy, we can feel what emanates from you. So sometimes they give you just a bit of energy to bring you back, or to feel more secure, more confident, to feel centered, refreshed, right? Clear your mind. So we're always helping, and that's what we do.
I was going to ask this earlier. I'm glad that I remembered. Has this contact, not only with the Arcturians, but anybody out there, the Earth is a beautiful blue, glowing. It screams, "Look at us!" Right? There's life here. How long has this contact been going on? Does it go back before humans had evolved? Homo sapien sapien. Does it go back? We're 4.5 billion years as a planet, 3 billion years with signs of life. How long has this contact been going on?
Well, from our perspective, from our Arcturian archives, we have been monitoring and working with the Earth for millions of years.
Right.
Millions of years. We can remember even before Atlantis began. We can remember even stages of early historical timeline of the Earth inception and how life started to evolve. I mean, there's a lot of history of partnership behind it. I mean, if you look at the Earth history, just by the presence of the Anunnaki came and how the Earth was discovered, and even before that, how long ago that is, do you think? Even the Pleiadians at some point, the Pleiadians had an outpost on the Earth. And that's the early stages of human life evolving barely in that stage. And they came and they said, we're going to put an outpost on the Earth, thinking they will be able to adjust here, but they were not able to stay on this Earth. It's not for everyone. And so that concept of evolution, of interconnections, of partnership, of witnessing or protecting, it's been going on for such a long time. So you have to think about looking at civilizations who are millions of years old and have reached an extraordinary level of unification and unity consciousness and abilities that transcend what we can perceive today, they come back as master teachers, like Master Zen, that says, hey, you know what? Once upon a time, we went through that step and we have learned from it. It's part of our archives. It's part of our elder council. It's part of the teachings. We're simply honoring life in a whole different level. We're at one with the supreme consciousness of Creator. We are at one with the evolution of life. And we come here to simply help you accelerate your own process back to your divinity where you started from. And when you arrive on this planet and everything has shifted, even at a genetic level. So that's why we're coming back again to the foundation of understand, rediscover who you are. You have a mind goal, an archive of encoded information within you. And why do you think that the dark light polarity field of the three-dimensional reality has been so diligent at distracting you? Distraction upside, mental distraction, entertainment, sports, and all of this. When you're so busy doing your work, paying your bills, paying that, and then be distracted, you are one thing you are omitting the most, that you're forgetting the most, is to self-exploring this inner universe that is rich with all the history, the knowledge that you need to know, including your own soul history, your own Akashic record.
You bring up a great point. You used the word help. So many on this planet want us fixed. That why isn't ET coming here and fixing our problems and fixing pollution and fixing disease and fixing food and that we want everything fixed. But you use the word help. There's a big difference there, isn't it?
Huge difference, huge. Because anyone at any point of time, whether you're a PhD professor, whether you're a respectable doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, a mom at home taking care of her family, a hard worker father, it doesn't matter what you do as a status in your society. It's the fact that we come to help. It implies that we see you in your empowerment, as opposed to enabling a solution that ultimately maybe generation down the line you may repeat the same patterns because it never been understood or comprehend in the first place. This is what we call attaining spiritual maturity. And that reminds me of a movie. Do you remember the movie with Keanu Reeves, The Day the Earth Stood Still?
Mm-hmm.
It's a remake. We know from the 50s. But I like the remake with Keanu Reeves. One of the things that this very advanced being comes to check is why is the Earth signal has shifted? What's going on in this precious planetary system capable of sustaining complexity of life? And when it comes, then he discovers other things. But one of my point here, Jimmy, is that one of the moments of this movie is when the main character talks to this doctor, played by Jennifer Connelly. And he said to her, give me a good reason why we should allow humanity to continue that way. And she said, let me take you to one of the most brilliant minds on the planet. And this professor, this Nobel Prize genius, tells this ET being, says, you're right. We are right at the precipice. And that's exactly where true evolution can take place. This is exactly where we can take that leap of evolution and transform into something extraordinary. And that highly advanced intelligence in human form replied to him, okay, you convinced me. Now I can see that. Because I see there's another side to you. And that's another part of the movie I like. It's because it's extracting the human potential. There is another side. There's more to you than what has been programmed to believe. And this is why like a group like the Arcturians, we are great protectors of life. We are also great teachers because we promote that very empowerment state of evolution that once you make that threshold, you become the master yourself. So you don't need another master to tell you 3-4 generations on the line, oh, we'll do it again. Like here's the lesson again. No, because you become the master that we know you are. You simply forgot. And then this is where we are doing the work we're doing.
I want to pop this up here. Circle. I don't know what the name is. We never change until we're in crisis. Right. That's the post of the night from the chat room. But it's really true, right? We've got to go to the edge of the cliff, to the abyss, and take a peek and realize we're right on the brink, until we're in crisis before we go, you know what, maybe we're not doing this the right way. And we do that over and over again, don't we?
To a certain point, and this is where you are shifting, getting off of that paradigm of only in crisis or in your worst that you show your best. This is just all situations were only trigger points to allow you to discover the best in you. Now we are finally shifting out of that paradigm of we don't need to have crisis anymore. There's no need to create trauma. There's no need to create worst case scenario to extrapolate your potential. You're finally discovering this is something you can do every day. Even when you're driving, when you go to the grocery store, you can apply it right here, right now. Just how you meditate. If you don't like meditation, just enter into a state of contemplation, just to allow yourself to feel your breath, feel your heart, take the time, clear your mind, listen to the beat of life within you. What does it have to say? And this is why it's important right now in order to go back into embracing the next level of shift that's coming to the planet. It is coming, another higher wave of energy coming in. And every time you evolve more, like the solar energy, your field are now attracting and incorporating more solar particle, more solar energy. But guess what? The consciousness of the sun is designed to help humanity and the earth to evolve to the next level. Why do you think there's so much blocking of the clouds and blocking of the sun and all of these fun things going on? Because the solar frequency is designed for evolution.
I'm going to give you the heads up. You haven't been on with us for a while. I would like to go into overtime. So do you have the Arcturian power with you?
Well, I am an Arcturian, so.
Okay, so we're everybody, you can relax. We're going to continue, and there's some other things that I haven't gotten to tonight. So we'll do that in overtime, and we'll have a little bit of fun. But okay. But before we get to the break, I want to address this kind of directly, where so many members of this community, Vivian, they state some of the obvious that I've been waiting to elevate. I've been waiting for the community to elevate, and I don't see it happening. When can I expect this, and will we all do it at the same time? And I know that you hear the same thing too as well. Fourth density, fifth density, sixth density. What do we say to those that are starting to get a little impatient?
And I do appreciate that. Remember, I'm here, boots on the ground with you. So sometimes I tell my group, I'm like, okay, chop, we're ready, let's go, right? But here's the thing. Here's the good news. First, it is definitely, Jimmy, an individual choice. Is that you have the power right here, right now, right tonight in that space to says, every day, the moment I wake up in gratitude. Choose, how can I be of service today? Show me the light within myself. And even though you go to traffic and work and kids are screaming and things are being difficult around you, it's okay. It's how you navigate through that. Believe me, I go through my challenge too. This is why I understand This is why I chose to be on the planet with all of you, so I can understand the living, the condition, how it feels, how to extract ourselves from those paradigms. And I'll tell you, one of my very simple routine is that the moment I wake up in the morning and open my eyes, first I take a few minutes to breathe, so I make sure I'm completely back in my body. Then I gently tap my third eye, put my hand on my heart, and I said, I am grateful for today. How can I be of service today, Creator? Show me what blessing hold this day. I take a deep breath. Then I get out of bed, both feet on the ground, because I consciously ground myself. And that's what I do. I choose to ask myself, how can I be of service today? And I vibrationally align myself right in that. It's like radio. It's like a radio channel. What channel are you tuning in? So if you're always chilling on the AM radio that tell you the same thing, that it feeds the same paradigm, and you go like, where are we going to be out of this one? Tune in to FM and see what they have to say. It shifted your vibrational state, because the higher you start to vibrate, your reality is start to reflect those vibrations. And it starts individually, and then individually one person can affect positively a lot of people. It doesn't mean you're going to change their mind. And you talked about that in private earlier. It's not about changing anybody's mind. It's to simply show that there are other ways to live.
Yeah, Angela says these things should be taught in elementary school. Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah, and one of the I've done this on my own. I haven't talked to some guru friend of mine, but every day, including today, I get up and I just say, thank you, universe. I do. I thank the universe. I am appreciative and I am thankful. I don't know who I'm saying it to. I don't know, man, but I do it by myself and I mean it. And I think it's just putting out that positive vibe right there, and it sets the tone to my day. And I don't know where this where this came from, but for me, it just seems natural to put that out there and just to be thankful. And I'm not religious. I don't think, right? I don't know, but that's what I do.
That's beautiful, Jimmy, because here's the thing. It has nothing to do with a preconceived notion, limiting belief system, religion factor, cultural background. It has nothing to do with that. You're transcending all of this right there by saying, thank you, universe. You're telling the quantum field, the multiverse, thank you and welcome more. Thank you for what I have. Let's continue. You're generating a sense of continuation. And let me tell you this, when you wake up in the morning and you feel refreshed, you feel good about yourself, do you notice that the day seems to all smooth? It's a good day. People have been kind today. Surprisingly, traffic's not that bad. Things are starting to really go well, right? Exactly. Now, let's say that you hear something from a friend upsetting you, something says something to you. Someone says something that really affected you, and suddenly you feel heavy, anxious, and now people are rude, gets on your way, the cashier takes so much long time, everything gets in the way. I'll tell you what to do with that. It's called an energetic reset. You have the right to change your energy like you have the right to change your mind. If the day starts to get into a spiral of disharmonic energy and everything gets in the way, bring yourself back into a point of neutrality. Some people call it the 0 point. The same thing, it's just semantics. Bring yourself back to neutrality. Take a few deep breaths. Even in your car, take a deep breath and says, I choose again. I reset. Like you're rewinding an old tape. Reset. I choose again. Deep breath and feel like you're clearing away. Because what you're doing, you're dialing in different vibration. So you're telling the universe, okay, I start on a lower frequency. That brings me back. Let's neutralize everything. Let's move forward. And I'll tell you, I do that all the time. Even if I'm sitting in an airplane, I will reset my energy.
I can't believe you just said that. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, I'm going to share with everybody a recent reset that I did. And this was just last week. It happened to me. I did it. Let's just stop right there. I'll save it for after the break. It was absolutely incredible. And it involves an airplane. We'll be right back. More with Vivian right after this. This is Fade to Black. We're going to overtime. Everybody, you knew overtime was happening. It's Vivian Chauvet. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can right now get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, the X.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? Unex Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch, roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
Are you intrigued by paranormal talk radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JamieChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back. Heading into overtime with Viviane Chauvet. This is going to be awesome. Now, right before the break, I was telling everybody about my reset. And I've got a little echo. Is that coming from you, Vivian? Check. Okay, it's gone. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. No, I've got you. I just hear me in the background. Okay, do me a favor. Go down to your settings in your picture below and turn on echo cancellation. Let's do that real quick. And while you are doing that, I'm going to tell everybody about the reset that just happened to me. So, Vivian, a couple of weeks ago, the weekend before last, about 10 days ago, I was in the Bahamas. I'm flying back from the Bahamas, and my flight in the Bahamas is delayed, and it's delayed by a couple of hours. I officially, by my numbers and my travel itinerary, I have missed my flight back to LA. Okay. And so now I jump online from the Bahamas and I purchase a plane ticket for later on in the evening. It was like 9:30, 10 o'clock, but I was definitely going to make that. And I purchased this ticket. It was $1,000, right? But I needed to get back to LA. I don't want to get into a hotel in Miami, fly the next day. I'm going to miss Fade to Black and everything else. Let's just book a flight. And I booked one. I was relieved. Whew, okay, I'm not going to get stuck. I paid for the ticket. I fly. I land in Miami, and guess what happens? My flight in Miami is delayed, which means I'm going to make that flight, right? Okay, so now I'm happy. I have to run from terminal to terminal. I make the flight by 60 seconds. I was the last person on. I boarded, cleared TSA. I get on. They close the door. Whew, this is great. But I booked the other flight, right, and paid for it. So now when I land in LA, I jump in my car and I call the airline. And I said, I need to cancel my flight. And I'm in a great mood, right? I'm back in LA. Everything's cool. I'm in my car. Call the airline. I need to cancel my flight. And they said, you can't. I said, what do you mean? I said, I'm not boarding technically for another 30 minutes in Miami, right? Just cancel the flight. And they said, no. And I said, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. I said, okay, you know what? Thank you. And I hung up. Before I blew up and went, man, I just spent $1,000. I'm not even going to take the flight. Please refund. And I could have lost my mind. But I said to myself, calm down. You paid for it anyway. You were going to take it. You missed your other flight. You were going to lose it. What's the difference, church? What's the difference? You're here. You're in LA. You were relieved that you booked the flight to begin with, so you didn't make it. And they're not going to but you were going to take the flight anyway if you missed this other flight. What's the difference? The universe put you on your other flight, delayed that one so you could be the last dude in the door, and you had your backup. Backup wasn't needed. Whatever, right? And I immediately did the reset, Vivian. I did the reset, and I drove back home And I haven't thought about it since. Or I could sit here and just freak out and get angry. What good is that going to do? Just do the reset, relax, forget about it. I paid for it anyway. I was going to, you know what I mean? And you need to do that. Just calm down. It could have been a horrible drive home. I could have been angry for 24 hours. Why? What's the good in that? And that is a reset. And I just did it. And I went through that experience, and I'm sharing that with everybody else. I know it sounds crazy, but I was going to take the flight anyway, right? What's the big deal? Right?
Exactly. No, absolutely right on. Plus, you have to think about, well, but I spent $1,000, okay? It's a lot of money. I'm frustrated. What about this? And so because you decide and you choose to let it go, you reset yourself, let it go, keep your energy, keep your vibration high, let everything flow the right back home. And what I do is that whenever money is involved, money is like water. I said, universe, thank you for bringing back this money. Thank you for bringing back all the resources with gratitude. Thank you for bringing me home safe and sound. And it's also another form of reset where you have no longer attachment to what seems to have been lost or wasted or taken away. And I love the way you approach this. It's just exactly that. It's an energetic reset.
I was dangerously close. Okay, that's a crazy echo. Where did that come from? Check. No. The echo was me coming through your speakers or something. Did you turn on the echo cancellation?
Oh, it's been on since the beginning, and I changed nothing to my audio setting. It's exactly the same since the beginning.
Check. Okay. Okay. Are you? But I was dangerously close when they said, no, we can't refund, of absolutely spiraling out of control. And I wasn't going to allow myself to do it.
Which is a blessing, because look at the difference it made for you. Huge difference. I mean, day and night. You were able to let go, of course, of an attachment and says, you know what? Okay, thank you, click. And you keep it that way, and you completely reset, not only for yourself, but for everyone you come in contact with.
Yeah, it's the only way to do it. Oh man, yeah, we've got a crazy echo going on. Crazy echo. I know you're muting your microphone. I can hear that, but the echo is really loud. Okay, so we'll just mute in between questions. That's all. That's what we will. We have the technology to do this. And Vivian is a professional. She's an Arcturian. Okay, so let's stay on the subject of contact for a second. The Navy videos, the Tic Tac, the revelations that the Department of Defense seems to be making right now, are these extraterrestrial craft?
I haven't seen these reports. I'm unfamiliar with these reports. But if I have to intuitively tune in or energetically tune in, I would say most likely. But again, I have not seen any of those videos. So can you maybe bring clarification for me?
We have the Tic Tac video, the gimbal video, and the Go Fast video that were released by the Navy back in 2018, early 2018. They went to the public in 2017, but the Navy came out in early 2018 and said, yes, those videos did come from the Navy and they are real. My question is, the objects in those videos, are they of extraterrestrial origin or are they earthbound?
Great question, Jimmy. Again, because I have not seen physically myself those videos, what I did is I tuned in energetically to it. And it makes sense. Think about it for a moment. It makes sense that they would be what you qualify as an extraterrestrial object or a craft, because more and more, whether it's the Navy, military, airline pilot, whether it's, files from government, all of this is coming back to the surface now to says, oh, we're very aware that our pilot or our expert or our ships have been picking up on object, whether it's the astronauts, whether it's the missions, whether it's on the water. It's just coming back now. Now things are being revealed more and more and more because, again, your civilization has entered that era of rediscovering what is coexisting with you and have been coexisting with you all along. It's the same phenomenon when one day I saw a light ship going deep into a lake. And I physically witnessed that. I just stayed there. And before the light ship went into the lake, I consciously sent a signal. And I said, I see you. I know you're there. And I receive a frequency, a consciousness, an energy. This says, yes, you know that you can see us because we know who you are. And it went down into the lake. And I was on the way out, on the way back, from an observatory event where we were observing right in the summer sky in Canada, phenomenal, beautiful constellation, shooting stars and other things that were going on that night. And we were driving from that event down the mountain, and on the way back to the hotel, there's this beautiful lake. And I'm not driving, obviously, because I'm looking out the window, and I see this light ship going deep into, entering right into the lake. So I know that, they're utilizing a dimensional portal. There's something there that coexists because they're also aquatic beings who utilize the lakes, the river, the oceans as a source of life. And I can tell, I'm like, oh, we're just coming back from an astronomy night of observing the sky and seeing amazing phenomenal. And here I am with a light ship. And they're telling me, remember not just to look at your sky, but you can look also at your lakes, because we're also here in that state. So the Navy releasing footage that belongs to their archives today. If you think about where we are today, even in 2017-18, we were already going in that direction. It makes more sense. It's in resonance with where we are today.
There's oh yeah, go ahead and mute me. Wow, that's loud. Wow, that's crazy. I apologize, everybody, but we'll get through this. Just recently, this was last week, Congress has decided to come up with a new definition of UAP, which is UAUP now, and putting this into a bill, this new definition. And Congress said that this was remarkable, Vivian, that the phenomena just isn't in the air, that it is also under the water, and in some cases going from the air to the water back up into the air effortlessly. Therefore, we need to change the definition to unidentified aerial and underwater phenomenon, UAUP, which is exactly what you're talking about here. Unmute yourself.
That's incredible, because I know, no worries. And again, Jimmy, on my hand, I hear nothing. It's clear as a bell since the beginning. I have changed nothing in my settings. It's just Arcturians. Okay, so frequency, everyone. Let's reset frequencies. This is why this event came back to my front memories, and I was shown to my group to talk about these other type of phenomena that, again, have been coexisting with the Earth for a long time. And that is an example. I like the way they are renaming those natural sightings, because, again, we're multidimensional beings. And so there's everywhere, every aspect of it. So thank you for bringing that up, Jimmy. This is very important.
Man, this is nuts. It's kind of funny, and it seems like well, it doesn't matter. Let's just continue. The other question that I have is that the technical leaps that we have made in the past, whether it is wheat, agriculture, math, knowledge, song, music, construction, engineering, certainly astronomy. It seems that it doesn't fit the timeline of where humans were supposed to be evolving at that point, and these huge leaps in knowledge happened. And many cultures have said that this came from the stars. The Bible says this, right? That it came from the heavens. Is this our galactic brothers and sisters sharing information with us that may help us a little bit on our journey?
Oh, absolutely, Jimmy. It's always been there, whether it's written in Bibles or script, old manuscript. It's always been. Look at the painting, in the time of Renaissance and even before that, when you would see flying saucers right in the paintings. So if you look at the leap, technology, agriculture, way of thinking, consciousness, music, the other thing is to help the assistance we're getting from our star brothers and sisters, and of those who are here on the planet as starseed point of contact, those who are channels or are gifted that bring that information that allow the next leap of evolution of the earth. So again, everything is very much interconnected. You have to look at the synchronicity behind it and the flow of evolution. And the thing is that when you look at cell phones and different ways of doing, there's much more coming. There's so much more that you're going to be rediscovering. The next step we see for the Earth is what we call consciousness assisted technology. That's become much more organic, and that's going to start to come in. I work with clients who are scientists, and their dreams is to bring the next level of technology that is more sustainable in that sense, that is more consciousness oriented. And I know this is where things are continuing to evolve, even though it may not seem like it right now. But I can tell you there's so much more evolving, so much more shifting that meets the eyes. All right, stay centered to your light. Come back to that truth. Walk in that certainty every day.
Where can everybody reach out to you directly?
Yes, of course. So our website is the best. The website, which is infinitehealingfromthestars.com, infinitehealingfromthestars.com. We have a contact information. We have services. We offer a monthly free meditation series every month. We have a community you can join. We have all of our podcast videos. We have a lot going on. So that will be the best. And we also have an event page that allows you to see what is the next group healing, the next event, where I'm going to be speaking next, and so forth. So there's so much going on the website.
Yeah, and your live stream that I participated in, where does that happen? Is that on the website, or is it on another platform like YouTube?
Well, it is both, actually. Great question. So our podcast, The Infinite Star Connections, are also available on the website. We have a page just for the podcast with all the previous recordings, and you can subscribe at the same time to our channel on YouTube. And I'll tell you, we're also going to be doing a retreat, an in-person retreat, the first weekend of November 4th to the 6th, in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. We have reserved a beautiful healing center, a jewel in Sedona. And we're going to be doing a wonderful weekend retreat, which is about the soul restoration, beyond quantum healing techniques, higher self-communication. And it's going to be absolutely phenomenal with Qigong, with spiritual connection. We're going to do some stargazing. So it will be amazing to check it out, this retreat. And as my personal invitation, you are welcome to join us, Jimmy.
I think I know where I'm going to be in
First week in November.
Vivian, thank you so much. What a great conversation tonight. And with that echo, you get to hear that twice. Vivian, thank you so much. And we'll speak. You're the best. Thank you, Vivian. And what another great show tonight. Thank you, Vivian. And with everybody tomorrow night, I want to remind everybody tomorrow night, Johnny Enoch is going to be with us. Johnny just got back from Egypt, and we were talking last week, and he gave me a big list of stuff, or he tried to, I should say. I said, stop right there. Let's save all of that for the show. But when you go to Egypt, and everybody knows I'm going to be heading there in October, that it's a personal journey of discovery, and I'm going to do just that. And I can't wait for me to come back from Egypt and tell everybody, I discovered this, I saw this, I felt this. It was incredible. And this, you're going to hear that so much from me. Well, tomorrow night, we're going to do that with Johnny Enoch. What a great show tonight. Again, tomorrow night, Johnny is with us. On Wednesday, we're going to do an AMA. I've got some other stuff cooking, and I may have something else going on in addition to the AMA on Wednesday night. And then Thursday night, of course, is Fader night with open lines all night long. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you to Vivian and everybody that was hanging out with us tonight. What a great show. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palmer, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Viteau, and Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy. SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2022 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Until tomorrow night with Johnny Enoch, I want everybody to be safe. Go back, Lee Tepe.